How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're going against Daniel in the Smogon OU tier from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. Today's battle was pretty amazing, to be honest with you. Pawmot got to do stuff. Great Tusk put in some absolute work. Dragalge put in some absolute work as well. Got a couple of KOs here and there. All in all, great battle, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And with that being said, let's jump into the battle. Okay, Daniel has a very powerful looking team. He's got the Corviknight, the Clodsire, Iron Valiant, Dragapult, Skeledirge, and the Meowscarada. It's a pretty threatening looking team. I'm sure we can handle it though. I have been blathering with this team pretty much, and it does do some work. So if we assume they're going to lead with Clodsire, we could lead with Espeon, which would be a good lead. We get a Psychic off, which is completely, it does work against their team. So I'm also thinking of leading off with the Corviknight. That way, if they lead off with Meowscarada, which is definitely a possibility, we can get a nice and powerful slow U-turn. I think I am going to do that actually, because the slow U-turn is always nice and it gives us some momentum early on in the game. And the battle begins. So Daniel's going to lead off with Meowscarada as expected, as we led off with the Corviknight. So Corviknight looks good right now. We do want to get hit by, well, I mean, Knockoff will knock off our Rocky Helmet, but it'll break their Focus Sash if they have one as well. I'm going to go for the nice and powerful slow U-turn right now just to get some momentum on our side of the field. Like I said earlier, momentum is great for this kind of battle. They go for a Knockoff, which is obviously going to do a lot of damage. They are Pro-TM, which is good to know. Does a lot of damage. We're going to hurt them with the Rocky Helmet, as this U-turn is going to sting a little bit as well, which is absolutely amazing. So U-turn comes through, does some sting the Meowscarada quite a bit, which is great for us. As now we've got a couple of options that we could go into for this Meowscarada. If we assume it's choice banded and we can go into something else to be immune to the knockoff, we can get an Intimidate off, which would be great. We can also go into the Mottins and go for a Mach Punch if we really wanted to. I'm more inclined to go into something along the lines of Mottins, to be fair. I think Mottins is great. We go for the Mach Punch here. I don't think they expect the Mach Punch. I think they go for a U-turn, not expecting it. So I'm going to go for it just to see if we can get the KO. If we can't get the KO and they switch into Dragapult, we'll just go from there. They do withdraw the Meowscarada. Obviously, don't want us to take a Mach Punch, which makes a lot of sense. And they're going to go into the Corviknight, which is fine by me. Corviknight comes on in. It's going to exert some pressure, and it's probably Rocky Helmet as well. Let's go for that Mach Punch. It does a decent amount of damage, to be fair, as they do have the Rocky Helmet, which is good to know. We could Terrestrialize and go for a Double Shock right now. I'm kind of inclined to do that. To be honest with you. So let's see what we could do here. So we could switch into our own Corviknight and go for a slow U-turn. We could go for the Double Shock based on the amount of damage that Mach Punch did. I'm pretty sure it'll work. Looking at the team, I'm pretty sure we don't need Terrestrialization for much else. Gyarados definitely could use the Terra Flying for their Pokemon, but it depends what they're going to do, really. Let's Terrestrialize into an Electric type and go for a Double Shock, shall we? There we go. Going to Terrestrialize real quick into a Electric type, get some extra power on this Double Shock. This also means that we don't lose our Electric typing from the Double Shock. So it's actually a really cool strategy to use on Pawmot, is the Double Shock shenanigans. So let's go for that. They do stay in, which is very brave of them. We go for the Double Shock. And that is going to completely destroy the Corviknight's life. Down goes the Corviknight, which is absolutely amazing. So we get hurt by Rocky Helmet, but we don't have to worry about the Rocky Helmet anymore. So down goes the Corviknight, which is amazing. They probably go into something like the Clodsire right now, I would say. In comes the Clodsire, which is absolutely fine by me. Clodsire comes through. We go straight into Espeon because we don't want the Stealth Rocks up on our side of the field. That's definitely not what we want. There we go, going to withdraw our Pawmot, and we're going to go into our Espeon Dazzler over here, just so that we can get the Magic Bounce off. They do withdraw the Clodsire. They make a double prediction, which is pretty good on my opponent's part. They're going to go into the Dragapult, so Dragapult comes on in. Dragapult is a big threat, obviously. It's a big threat to everything. We don't know what set it is for a start. It's going to go for a Shadow Ball, probably. I'd say we don't need Corviknight the most. I think we go Corviknight. I think we definitely go Corviknight. They could go for Dragon Darts here. They could go for a Shadow Ball. I definitely want to keep the Espeon around, though, for the Clodsire so it doesn't get hazards up. So we'll go into Corviknight real quick and hope that they're physical. They're probably not, though. They're usually special, but it's Perfect, whatever. So they go for a Shadow Ball. That's going to do a hell of a lot of damage to Corviknight, unfortunately. Not enough to get the KO, which is great. As I'm actually inclined to believe that we can live one more. So I'm going to go for a slow U-turn, or at least attempt to. They go for a Shadow Ball again. That's probably going to KO us, but it gives us a free switch into something else. So our Corviknights have gone down both sides of the field. Let's see what happens here. So we can go into Dragalge right now. Dragalge is a very good one right now. Dragalge is a very good one right now. So if we assume the choice specs, they're probably not going to stay in here. So we can probably make the prediction of going into Clodsire, and we can go into our Espeon or our Gyarados. So I'm inclined to believe that they are... Then again, Draco will still hurt, and we can just hard switch into Espeon on the Clodsire anyway. So let's go for the Draco Meteor. I think Draco Meteor is our best bet right now. So they do withdraw the Dragapult, of course. They're going to go into what? The Iron Valiant or something? Clodsire. Clodsire comes on in. Clodsire is a fine one here. So Adaptability Draco Meteor is still going to hurt, even though it's a specially defensive monster. That did a lot of damage. Dragalge hits incredibly hard, I've got to say. Dragalge hits incredibly hard. So now we just go hard into Espeon. If they go for the EQ expecting us to switch, it's only a 2-hit KO, and we can get off a free Psychic on whatever we want then. So we'll withdraw Kelpy real quick, and we'll go into our Espeon, stop him from getting the Stealth Rocks up, because Stealth Rocks definitely would hurt us, and Stealth Rocks would hurt their team as well. They go for the Toxic. It's obviously going to get Magic Bounce back, but it doesn't affect the Clodsire, so it doesn't really matter. That also wouldn't have affected the Dragalge, so I'm interested to know my opponent's mindset there, as they pretty much can't stay in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Trick. And the reason I'm going for a Trick over anything else is because I'm pretty sure they're going to switch out into something along the lines of Meowscarada. So Skeledirge comes in. Now, Skeledirge is normally some sort of bulky variant, so going for a Trick on this is definitely going to cripple it. It's going to boost the power of their Torch Song, because it's obviously choice specs. But it means they're locked into one move, which is absolutely amazing, and we get the leftovers. So Espeon's looking good right now. We just need to go into our Skeledirge. We'll go into our Dragalge. And Dragalge can pretty much handle this thing, no problem. So we'll go into our Dragalge real quick. We are Assault Vest. We can definitely take any hit this thing wants to throw at us, no problem. As they go for a Shadow Ball. Wow, that's a bit of a glitch. Shadow Ball is going to do some decent damage because it got a critical hit, but it's absolutely fine. We can go from here. We go straight for the Draco Meteor, I think. Even if they go into the Iron Valiant, they go straight for another Shadow Ball. Interesting play. So that still does a lot of damage there because of the choice specs, and we missed the Draco Meteor, which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate right there. But what can you do? What can you do? What can you do when they come for you? I guess we go for a Draco. They go for another Shadow Ball, of course. That's going to go ahead and take us out. Thanks to the choice specs item that we supposedly crippled them with, but obviously it's working in their favor right now. So we got a couple of options. We could go Gyarados, Waterfall, but they've probably got unaware. We could go Mottins for the double shock, or we can Revival Blessing the Dragalge. I think we go Mottins right now. Now, I'm looking at Mottins and I'm thinking their whole team is basically, you know, not bothered by Mottins. So I think going for a Revival Blessing here is going to be very beneficial. So we'll go for a Revival Blessing real quick. There we go. And there's always the chance that they don't kill us with Shadow Ball, which they obviously do. We've got the Leper Berry, so we can use Revival Blessing once more if we stay alive. Let's choose to revive the Dragalge right now. Dragalge is a really good one to revive because it really walls Iron Valiant so much. As the Shadow Ball comes through, that's going to KO Mottins, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate, but what can you do there? Not a lot, really. As now, we've got a couple of options. So what we can do is we can go into our nice and powerful Great Tusk, and we can go for a Headlong Rush. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Headlong Rush is going to be great here. It's definitely going to hurt everything on their team for really good damage. So let's go for the Headlong Rush. Great Tusk is definitely the MVP of this team, by the way, against this guy's team. Headlong Rush comes through. It's going to cleanly one-shot the Skeledirge. No problems there. As down goes the Crocodile, which is absolutely amazing. So Skeledirge got completely obliterated there. Wasn't physically defensive, though, which is good to know. And they were locked into Shadow Ball, so it's good to know that. In comes the Meowscarada. So Meowscarada can obviously KO us with a crit. No problems there. I think my best bet is Gyarados. So I'm going to go into Gyarados real quick and get an Intimidate off. I know that Flower Trick ignores the Intimidate because of the critical hit chance. Not the critical hit chance. It's guaranteed critical hit. So, but Getting the Intimidate off in the long run is going to be better anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. They do go for a Flower Trick, which is going to 2-hit KO Gyarados, no doubt about that. There we go. It comes through. And it's a 2-shot because it's a critical hit, as always. We don't need Gyarados for much else, so let's just go for a Waterfall real quick. As they go for a Flower Trick, absolutely fine by me. Takes out Leviathan, unfortunately. Down goes the Gyarados. So Gyarados goes down. But on the flip side to this, we've got a couple of options. We have Dragalge, who quad resists Flower Trick. And if we assume they're locked in, we can go for a Sludge Bomb right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think that's the best bet to go for, is to go into Dragalge. I think that is the best bet to go for right now. So we'll go for a Sludge Bomb real quick, just to get some damage off on them. If they go into Clodsire, we just have to switch back out into Espeon and go from there. They do withdraw the Meowscarada, confirming they are choice, so it was a bit of a risk on my play, but we had to do it regardless. They go into Clodsire, which is absolutely fine by me. Clodsire is going to get a Sludge Bomb to the face, which is going to do a decent little bit of chip damage to them, as they're going to recover all that back off from the Black Sludge, so that's absolutely fine by me. Fine by me, fine by me. Fine by me, fine by me. So what we can do now is, if we assume they're going to go for a Stealth Rock or something, we can go Espeon. If we assume they're going to go for a Toxic, we can go Espeon. If they go for the Earthquake, we're kind of boned. But we might be alright. So, Great Tusk, if you're ever going to do anything, it's now. If Great Tusk is going to do anything this game, it's now. We go into here and we get a KO with Headlong Rush on something. So we'll go into Tuskany real quick. There we go. Going to Tuskany. They do go for the EQ, expecting the Espeon to come in, which is amazing on amazing for us. Because obviously now we got a free switch in pretty much, because that did no damage to us at all. So Great Tusk is looking real good right now. Great Tusk is looking so fine right now. We go for Headlong Rush though. And Headlong Rush should KO the Clodsire, no problem. Down it goes. Now they have no switch into our Dragalge, which is great to know. So hopefully what we'll see now is we'll see a switch into our Iron Valiant. And Iron Valiant can go from there. In comes the Meowscarada. So Meowscarada obviously friends us to no end. We can't really do much against this thing. It has to go for a Flower Trick though, which is mainly what I'm thinking. I'm looking at the rest of their team and I'm thinking Great Tusk isn't doing anything for us anymore. So let's just go for a close combat on the off chance they go for a knockoff, expecting the Espeon, but they don't. They go for a Flower Trick as you would expect, because they lose nothing from going for a Flower Trick. So Flower Trick comes through. It's going to KO the Great Tusk, unfortunately. Down it goes. Critical hit. Oh, damn, it was a critical hit. That definitely mattered. No, not really. Obviously, I know it's a 100% guaranteed critical hit. So anyway, we know it's locked in. So we go into Dragalge right now. I think that's the best play. You go into Dragalge. I think Dragalge is the best play right now. So what we can do is we can go straight for a Sludge Bomb, or we can go for a Draco. I'm thinking Draco, because if they hard switch into Iron Valiant to take Draco, then yeah, I think Draco Meteor is the best bet right now. I think Draco Meteor is definitely the best bet right now. They do withdraw the Meowscarada. Are they going to go Iron Valiant, or are they going to go Dragapult? Dragapult comes in. Hopefully we can hit the Draco Meteor, because last game we had really bad luck with accuracy. We go for the Draco. That's going to take out the Dragapult, no problems, which is absolutely amazing. So down goes the Dragapult. That's one of the big threats out of the way, which is absolutely great for us. They bring back the Meowscarada. Now, Meowscarada wins this for them pretty much. So the only chance we've got is we sack off Espeon right now to a knockoff. We come back in with Dragalge and hope we can live a knockoff. That's all we can hope for. And even then, Iron Valiant wins this for them, I think. So let's see what they're going to do. They go straight for the knockoff, Protean boosted and all that wonderful stuff. We just let Espeon go down. Absolutely fine by me. Fine by me, fine by me. So, with that in mind, our best bet is if Dragalge can take a knockoff. And I don't think it does. I don't think it does at all. We are max HP, but I don't think we take a knockoff. I don't think we do. If we do, Dragalge's looking good, but no, knockoff comes through. That's going to take out Kelpy, unfortunately. And that's going to be the game. So GG, Daniel. That was a pretty fun game. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.